They don't have preschool.
With the election season gearing up, decisions concerning the budget have become subject to political scrutiny. During his campaign tour of East Hawaii on Saturday, Governor Neil Abercrombie dug into the Senate committee's decision to reduce his executive budget requests. Although he did not mention the name of Senator David Ige directly, it was clear his remarks were aimed squarely at his upcoming primary challenger for the governor's seat.
And some of the people that are asking for your support right now are the people that have been fighting preschool education, finding other priorities. Well, the priority of this administration has been children, has been support for those children, and is going to continue to be support for those children. Just in order to get recognition for the neighbor islands. There are people running for office today who are going to come to you and ask you for their vote. They've never been to the Big Island. They've never been to Maui. They've never been to Molokai. They've never been to Kauai. They've been years in the legislature and never showed the slightest intention of ever paying any attention to the neighbor islands. That's why I've had to struggle and fight and work with the delegation here just to get the School of Pharmacy funded. We're still struggling for it. Kay, you know what I'm talking about. Gilbert, you know what I'm talking about. And let me tell you something else on that. We used to think caregiving, okay, you're in 60s and 70s and maybe a family in their 40s, maybe early 50s is doing the caregiving. But because people are living into their 80s, now you find people in their 60s and 70s who have to be the caregivers. This is not unusual. This is not the exception to the rule. So we have to make sure that we have that support in there. And yet there are people in this legislature right now, some of whom are going to ask you for your support, who cut entirely out of the budget kupuna care that I want to make permanent and I want to fund in the millions of dollars in order to meet the crisis that's in front of us of caregiving and senior years. These are the kinds of things that I think you have to take into account when somebody comes up and tells you, oh yeah, they're all for you. Who's got the record? That's the thing that has to be kept in mind. I'm grateful to be here with you today because we have done what we said we would do. We straightened out that economy that was in deficit. I even read something in the paper the other day when this budget situation was coming up in the legislature where they were calculating how much of a deficit we could sustain in the state. In other words, we're going to go right back to where we were and do the same things and kick the same cans down the road again? No, as long as this administration is in office, we're going to be operating in the black and we're going to have our priorities straight. And so I'm very, very pleased to be able to come back and say to you, we have been delivering. We have been doing what we said we would do. We have kept the neighbor islands firmly in mind.